Satellites have mapped nearly every corner of our planet, giving anyone with an internet connection the ability to explore the world from above. With tools like Google Maps, people can navigate cities, revisit old neighborhoods, or even stumble upon things they weren't meant to see. Hidden military sites, strange markings, and restricted locations. Today, we're diving into 9 of the most mysterious discoveries ever spotted on Google Maps. The blurred headquarters in Poland. If you zoom in on Krakow, Poland, using Google Maps, you'll notice something strange. While most of the city appears in crystal clear detail, one section is deliberately blurred. This isn't a glitch, it's intentional. That spot happens to be the headquarters of GROM, Poland's elite special forces unit. Established in 1990, GROM specializes in counterterrorism and high-risk operations. With Poland's strategic location near Russia and former Soviet states, the secrecy surrounding this facility is no surprise. While foreign intelligence agencies have their own ways of capturing satellite images, restricting public access helps reduce security risks from non-state threats. The Scientology vault in the desert. In a remote stretch of New Mexico's desert, 2 large diamond-shaped symbols with circles around them are visible from the sky. Connected by a private road to a nearby airfield, this site, known as Trementina Base, is owned by the Church of Spiritual Technology, an organization linked to the Church of Scientology. Officially, the site serves as a storage facility for preserving the works of Scientology founder L. Ron Hubbard, safeguarding his writings and teachings for future generations. However, some believe there's more to the story. The strange symbols, according to theories, serve as navigational markers meant to help Scientologists find their way back after an apocalyptic event. The underground vaults are rumored to store not just religious texts, but also supplies needed for survival. Given Scientology's vast financial resources, some speculate the facility could also house priceless artifacts and valuable assets. China's enigmatic desert markings. In the middle of the Gobi Desert, satellite images reveal something bizarre: huge geometric patterns etched into the earth. At first glance, they resemble ancient symbols or even alien crop circles, but these markings serve a modern, strategic purpose. Spanning over a mile in length, these white-lined grids are believed to be calibration targets for China's spy satellites. Instead of being painted onto the surface, they are actually trenches carved into the desert, filled with a reflective material to help satellite cameras adjust their focus. Similar calibration grids exist in other parts of the world, including the US, but the sheer size of China's patterns suggests something unique. Some experts believe they indicate lower resolution satellite technology compared to Western counterparts. Though with China's rapid advancements, that gap may soon disappear. The mysterious Hexagonal facility, about 100 miles southeast of Moscow, a once blurred section of Google Maps is now fully visible. But instead of providing answers, it has only deepened the mystery. Hidden within dense forests lies a facility surrounded by an unusual hexagonal perimeter, containing a series of buildings that appear to be warehouses. For years, this location was obscured from satellite imagery, leading many to believe it was a classified military installation. However, the layout is unlike any known Russian military base. A single access road leads to the site, complete with security checkpoints, while the surrounding forest provides natural protection against intruders. What makes this place even more intriguing is the unusual spacing of its buildings. Analysts suggest that it may be a storage site for highly volatile materials. The design could be intentional, structured to prevent a single explosion from triggering a catastrophic chain reaction that would destroy the entire compound and surrounding landscape. Iraq's Blood Red Lake. Most lakes around the world take on shades of blue or green, with some even turning pink due to specific microorganisms. But near Sadr City, Iraq, lies a body of water that has baffled researchers for years, known ominously as Blood Lake. Its eerie crimson color varies throughout the year, sometimes appearing bright red and other times fading to a duller shade. When Google Maps images of the lake first surfaced, speculation ran wild. Some believed local slaughterhouses were dumping animal blood and waste into the water. But considering the lake's size, this would require an enormous daily volume of material to sustain the coloration. Others ruled out algae, which typically cause similar phenomena elsewhere. The most plausible theory is that the lake is contaminated by waste from a nearby chemical plant, staining the water with industrial byproducts. Whatever the cause, one thing is certain, this is not a place you'd want to take a swim. The vanishing artwork in the desert. In the vast Egyptian desert near Hurghada, an enormous yet barely noticeable structure stretches across the sand. From the ground, it's easy to miss, but from above, it forms a breathtaking spiral pattern. This is Desert Breath, a large-scale land art installation created in 1997 by a trio of Greek artists. Spanning roughly 25 acres, the installation consists of 89 raised sand cones and 89 corresponding depressions arranged in a double spiral. The sand excavated to form the dips was used to build the mounds, carefully shaping the terrain. At its center, there was once a reflective pool of water, adding to the surreal landscape. But time has taken its toll. The pool dried up long ago, and the shifting sands are gradually erasing the artwork. The once distinct cones are crumbling, and the depressions are filling in. Within the next decade, Desert Breath will likely disappear entirely, leaving no trace that it ever existed. The Badlands Guardian. If you spend enough time exploring Google Earth, you might stumble upon something extraordinary, just like Lynn Hickox did in 2005. While scanning a remote area of Alberta, Canada, she spotted a striking land formation that looked uncannily like a human face, wearing a traditional indigenous headdress. This phenomenon isn't unusual. Humans are naturally wired to see familiar shapes and random patterns, but this particular discovery, now known as the Badlands Guardian, is hard to dismiss as mere coincidence. Despite its lifelike appearance, the formation wasn't sculpted by human hands. The only man-made addition is a small road that, by sheer chance, resembles an earphone on the figure's head. The face itself is actually the result of erosion, centuries of wind and water carving into the clay-rich soil, creating a concave valley that only appears to be a raised surface when viewed from above. Even more fascinating is the optical illusion it creates. Although it looks like the face is emerging from the earth, the structure is actually recessed into the landscape. It's a reminder that nature often creates images as stunning as anything made by human hands. The Giant Pentagram. In Kazakhstan, near the Upper Tobol Reservoir, satellite images have revealed a massive, mysterious symbol etched into the landscape. Measuring approximately 1,200 feet, or 300 meters across, this giant pentagram has baffled online researchers since it was first spotted on Google Maps. Given its eerie presence in such a remote location, far from any known settlements, it's no surprise that speculation ran wild. Some believed it was linked to occult rituals, while others thought it might be the remnants of an ancient civilization with ties to mystical beliefs. However, the real explanation is far less sinister. A Kazakh archaeologist eventually shed light on its origins, pointing to the region's Soviet past. During the Soviet era, the pentagram was a common emblem, appearing on everything from military insignia to national flags. The most logical theory is that this site was once a Soviet-era park. Over time, trees planted along the roads and walkways grew in a pattern that made the star shape stand out even more. While it may not be a relic of secret rituals, the sheer scale of the symbol still makes it an eerie and intriguing find. The Christian Science Society of Dixon. Religious organizations frequently build new churches across the U.S. with thousands opening every year. These places of worship vary in design, with some opting for traditional architecture and others taking a more modern approach. But in 2013, one particular church in Dixon, Illinois, gained attention for a reason no one could have predicted. The Christian Science Society had carefully planned its new building. Designed around an old oak tree to maintain harmony with nature, the structure was positioned to maximize energy efficiency. The congregation was proud of their efforts, and when it opened, they unveiled the church's motto, "Rising Up." It wasn't long before aerial images surfaced, revealing an unfortunate reality. The building's design bore an unmistakable resemblance to a male appendage. The internet wasted no time in pointing it out, and soon, the church became an unintentional viral sensation. Church officials and architects insist the shape was purely coincidental, the result of structural necessities and space constraints. But given the building's name, the motto, and its appearance from above, it's hard to believe no one noticed before construction began. Was it an oversight or an elaborate prank? Either way, it's now one of the most infamous churches in the world. That wraps up today's video. What do you think is really hidden in these places? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating videos. Thanks for tuning in.